Alright, welcome back. Last time I was talking about Apartment Complex C.
Which is just such a silly name for a show.
It is it's because it takes place in Apartment Complex C.
Wow, I never would have guessed.
Which was apparently built on an ancient ground for the Dark Gods. Or some... Who cares? Who cares? So, essentially the whole... It's funny because they do a terrible job establishing it, but by the end you get it, you're like, oh, I see. The entire show is just them trying to bring back a dark god, Cthulhu-esque mythos-style shit. It's not Cthulhu, but it's essentially the idea of Cthulhu.
It's one of the Cthulhus.
It's one of the Cthulhus by idea, which, by the way, I was looking at,
Mythoses?
Yeah, I was looking at the mythos of that, and someone did a pretty decent tier list for it, where he was just like, Cthulhu is upper middle tier to lower middle tier, depending on how you feel about his powers.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, yeah, he is surprisingly weak for the Elder Gods.
There's a lot more powerful Elder Gods, I believe is what you would call them.
Yeah. Well, there's the Blind Death God. The Blind Death Dumb God. That's his name. Which is just like, that's not his actual name, but that's his title. Which is just a god that's can't see, can't talk, and is fucking stupid, but he's literally the birthplace of all the gods, and he's more powerful than any of them.
Then there's, I think it's the Man in Yellow is the one of the guys.
The Man in Yellow is not apparently a part of the mythos. It's apparently a different mythos. Oh. I found this out because I was very curious.
There's a different, it's a different one.
Yeah, it falls into the same, universe as the gods, but it's technically not one of them. Because it was made by a guy who didn't quite use the what was his name? Fucking Token? No, not Token. H.P. Lovecraft.
Who wasn't a great person, but that's beside the point.
He was in the 40s.
That's true.
I don't think anyone was a good person.
That's true.
It's like he existed in the 1920s. I don't think anyone was a good person.
I love how people are people comment on things, they're like that, they're like, he was a racist and blah, and I'm like...
Yeah, so was everyone.
Most people that day.
The thing is then also, what was his name? The fucking dude who made Tom Sawyer or whatever? People were just people were always like, Tom Sawyer was a racist, and I'm just like, Tom Sawyer was anti-racist. He was actively, against slavery.
Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff that people don't seem to understand.
Nice.
Oh, it's on!
It's as they say, victory is written by the winners. Or history is written by the winners.
Yeah, it's more than true.
Fucking, Blackface?
Yes.
Blackface was originally made by a guy who was making fun of the movie and entertainment industry for not allowing black people into the roles.
But now it's racist.
And now it's racist, though, because Hollywood just took it and ran with it, and that made it worse. But, the whole point of it originally was to essentially talk about how stupid the concept was, and that they should just be allowed to work with them. Didn't work out for him. And now he's seen as racist, when ironically he was the complete opposite and was actively fighting for black people's rights to act and shit. And I'm just like, yep, welcome to history.
Yeah.
It's like, welcome to the internet.
Welcome to the internet. We have fun and games.
But yeah. So anyways, back to Apartment Complex C. The one redeeming part of the show is that the best dude in the entire show, the coolest character, gets to live.
Huh,
Everyone else dies, but he gets to live, and I'm okay with that. He followed a different god. He followed most likely what we would determine as the current god of our current existence. But
capitalism?
Yep, that one.
I love my terrible jokes.
Yeah, the second big reveal is just apparently the entire island has been living in the year 2000 for 20 years.
That would suck.
And I'm just and I'm sitting there and I'm just like, what? I'm like, that doesn't work when people from outside the island come to the island, though. They would know. It's not 2000.
Yeah, that's the truth.
So So we just have to take the huge leap that no one ever brought up the year to anyone in this entire complex of 50 fucking people.
Or told people about, you know,
the modern world or anything.
brought in any new technical things or anything like that.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest flaws. Is I think one of them had like a smartphone, and I was like, smartphones didn't exist in 2000, man.
Would you cut that out?
Like, the guy realized... See, it's funny because it's, like, supposed to be this big twist, but they never established that it's the year 2000. So, like, there's all this shit that shows up from not the year 2000 that's supposed to be clues, and I'm just like, I didn't know they weren't in the year 2000! Like, how the fuck was I supposed to know that?
Tell me that as a detail in the beginning.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? God, it's like the most, like... Oh, what the fuck does that do? That does nothing for me.
That doesn't change anything about the plot so far.
Oh, God. Yeah. The other cool guy dies. He just gives up on living. Like, he realizes that they've been living in the same world for 20 years, and that Kimmy is a god, and then is just like, you know what, I'm good. I don't want to live here anymore.
Do you blame him?
No, but also, kinda. It's like... It's a weird outcome. Also, they say that they've been living in the same world for 20 years, but, like, they just do such a poor job establishing it that I'm just like, but are people still aging? Like, I don't understand, because her mom is gone, and Kimmy's older now, so did this start before she was born, or after she was born? And if it was after she was born, did she wait 7 years to enact it starting in 2000? There's so many questions here that are never going to be answered on how the fuck this works.
And it annoys you.
Like, how the fuck does any of this work? And, like, she was using her... In fairness, the only thing that did make sense was the fact that she was using her god powers to make everyone essentially be like, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah.
Like, without really thinking about it. They're like, come on, like... Think about it. Why else would we allow it? Why else would we all be such good friends with a 7-year-old child whose mother is just in a room sickly, and that we just never question it? Not once, and never even go to check on her. Not once.
I love how silly that stuff is sometimes.
And I'm like, yeah, I suppose if you were an Eldritch God, you could just corrupt the minds of mortals to do pretty much whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
But it's...
Like you do.
So, essentially in the end, she reverts everything back to normal. As she's... Apparently, this is where it gets even more confusing.
I get bored with it now?
Well, she spent 20,000 years watching the mortal race, right? I'm assuming in different forms, and not as Kimmy, because this has only been for 20 years. So I'm assuming there was, 98,000 years beforehand that were just not... but whatever. So fucking... she's like... She establishes, blah blah blah, I've been watching you mortals trying to find any sort of happiness and luck, and all I find is hatred and murder from you people. And I'm just like, yeah, well, I mean, what'd you expect?
We're the human race.
We're the human race, not gods. She does have one line which I do like, where she's just like, now are you guys the fools because you always try and kill each other, or am I the fool for waiting so long hoping for you to change? And I'm like, I think you're the fool. I think the gods are the fools here. That's a good line, I like that line. And it's funny, because she's just like, I'm looking for one human that's trying to be love and compassion. And I'm like, but you found him. Is the one dude who lived. And you didn't even save him. He saved himself. It's like...
That shit always makes me laugh.
Yeah, it's like... He had to break the rules of his own god to use the powers of you to fucking not die.
Oh, that shit always makes me laugh, because it's just like, but you cheated.
He cheated. He literally cheated. And what makes it even better is so... It literally just comes right out of fucking nowhere. So the main smarty man who brought all these, like, foreigners to the island to, like, do business for something. Never really established what the hell they're businessing. She, like... Or, not she. He, essentially, apparently, in insane logic, he turns out to be the crazy person who's trying to, like, establish the new god's birth or whatever, right? Which is like, okay, sounds reasonable.
Whatever you say.
Yeah, like, sounds reasonable. And he, like, apparently decides that the way to do that is to murder everyone on the complex, which I suppose makes sense. Except...
It doesn't.
So the girl that they're, like, the two of them were friends the whole time, goes to, like, stop him from murdering Kimmy, but that was all a ruse. And the daughter also is going to murder Kimmy and wants to murder Kimmy, and I'm just like, then why did you stop him from murdering Kimmy? Like, I get that the whole point was like, oh, now you can go kill her without her suspecting anything, but I'm also just like, but you could have just killed her. Like, you could have just, she was right there, there was no one to stop you. You just do that.
This show sounds really bad.
It's like, it's really good until the final episode, where everything just kind of, like, hits the fucking wall at, like, Mach 2, and no one survives.
Because they rushed it a little bit.
It feels extremely rushed, but if they knew they only had 4 episodes, then I feel like they could have paced it better. Like, it's not like they, like, were surprised that they only had 4 episodes. They knew how long they had.
I love the...
Randall must have messed this up. Nothing works.
Maybe it would be faster to just break it.
Oh, that's brilliant!
Think I've got a better idea. If
Good.
we can just short it out, the lock will disengage. And lucky for us, Boo is a walking energy generator.
Uh-huh.
That might work.
You're our MVP, Boo.
I kind of wanted to smash it, though. Oh no, specters.
Oh no! Oh no, it's a big one.
Yeah, I'm on it. But yeah,
Kimmy is God.
Kimmy's a god. Which was kind of obvious by, like, episode 2, but, like, you know, whatever. I kind of was immediately just like, alright, so... Because originally my thought process is, alright, so Kimmy is clearly, like, the reincarnation of the girl in the opening of the ancient civilization, right? No. That wasn't what it was, but that's what it seemed like. And I'm like, and I'm pretty sure that the ancient civilization girl was also, like, a reincarnation of a god, I'm sure. Because Japan loves that shit.
They really do.
Turns out, no, that was completely nothing to do with anything. Kimmy's just a god and has nothing to do with that original plot. They just wanted to establish that as another way to be like, for millions of years you people killed each other, and I'm just like, do we really need to fucking establish this
More
opening
of this?
cutscene with 2 princesses that were murdered then, if you're just gonna be like, see, all you do is kill each other. It's like, you could have just showed anything to establish that. You could have just showed any war, and like...
Well, why would they do that, Chris?
Yeah, and they're just like... And apparently the people who tried murdering everyone was because they wanted new god powers and establish the new world of the ancient deities and, well, you know, typical Cthulhu shit.
Cthulhu stuff, yeah.
Which, here's my thing with Cthulhu mythos. Not that the Cthulhu mythos is bad, it's very entertaining, but I do always have the same problem with it, which is just like, if people know how bad it is, right? And they know it's going to end in the entire world being destroyed. And they know they themselves are also going to be destroyed when the world is destroyed. Why the fuck is anyone trying to wake this thing up?
Because they don't really know.
Yeah, like, I guess that's the argument, is that they don't really know what they're awakening. But it always just feels like...
Because Cthulhu, they air petition Masquerade as something else, or they give you unlimited power or something like that.
Here's the problem with that, too. Every single story follows the same bullshit architecture, right? Where these people don't know what they're summoning, but then one dude who barely knows anything about it comes to town and realizes that it's actually a really bad thing that no one else was able to put together in the 50 years of them trying to do this.
Whoa! Like, you need to slow down, buddy.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, some random dude comes to the town, because every fucking H.P. Lovecraft story is the same. Like, one dude comes to town, finds out about this occult, and then somehow is also able to figure out that they're actually summoning an evil deity that's going to destroy the world. And no one in, like, 100 years of them trying to do this also came to this conclusion, but this one dude who came to town, like, 2 or 3 hours ago did? Like, what?
Yeah, dude, this sounds like you don't appreciate this.
I mean, I like the mythos, I like the lore, but it always comes to the same questionable, like...
life decisions?
Yeah, like Silent Hill has the same kind of archetype for a story, right? Like, they're trying to summon the new god. The difference in Silent Hill is that no one is sure if the god of Silent Hill is good or bad. Like, no one can actually tell. Like, even if you play through the games, it's hard to tell, like, if the deity they're trying to bring forth is actually evil. Like...
Oh, they're gonna throw Mike Wazowski again.
Yeah. I mean, all they know
kills all
is
the Heartless somehow.
Yeah, it's like, all they know is that the god is going to reshape the earth in its image, which is very H.P. Lovecraft, but the difference is, H.P. Lovecraft always establishes that it's going to annihilate all of humanity and bring upon the Age of Madness, where in fucking, Silent Hill, it's always just like, it's going to reshape the earth, to be better. But we have no idea if it means better for humans or better for itself. They never established that. So it works.
Game and set. I'm not cut out for this racket.
Just kick him in the nuts.
Should I have gone with ping pong?
Nothing could have saved that one.
Nobody move! I dropped my contact.
I don't think Boo's gonna get it, Mike.
Do you get it?
Yeah, it's 'cause his eye's so big. The joke is, you can't lose a contact the size of a dinner plate.
Oh, fine!
You're supposed to be good at this.
I am once I'm warmed up.
Sora, do the funny face special.
Huh? What? If you insist.
Oh god, it's terrifying!
Everybody join in!
And then she pooped herself.
Derek. The fuck?
Because she got so scared.
Coming for your job.
Sora's better at than you.
You boys aren't gonna
Randall.
without saying goodbye.
Give it a rest, Randall. You're not gonna get away with this.
We'll stop anything you throw at us.
Yeah! Maybe you will. Or then again, maybe you won't. I have still got an ace up my sleeve.
And I have a penis in the
Command you
pocket.
to destroy them. Huh? Hey, come on! Move! Move, you stupid...
Looks like your ace is a joker.
Ah!
Nice.
What a pile of junk!
And now it awakens.
Just leave him. Don't think he can cause us any more trouble.
That's what you think.
Besides,
Charlie!
we gotta focus on getting Boo home.
You're right.
Boo's door has to be somewhere in the vault. If we head outside and go through the power station, we can get to the door vault that way. Follow me.
Follow me.
Oh no. It's Ansem the Ansem.
Oh no, it's turning into the dark goop. It's time for my secret weapon, the dark goop. Nice.
We did.
Nice.
I know that wouldn't get picked up on the mic, but if
No.
it did, that would make me laugh.
Yeah.
Break everything.
Break everything. But yeah, fucking, I mean, the number one thing I think that really gets me is just the fact they did literally nothing with the mother angle. I thought for sure that was gonna be
That
a
would
big
that would have
fucking-
been funny.
It's a literal fetus in a fucking plant jar that she talks to. Like, how do you not do something with that? Yeah. Like, that was like the one thing I was like, oh, I really want to see where they're going with this, because this is fucking weird. Just never got brought up. I'm like, what the fuck? The biggest fucking, like, missed opportunity ever.
That is very upsetting, though.
Mm-hmm.
They could have done so much with that.
It's like the one thing that I was like, alright, where are we going with this? It was just like, nowhere.
No.
We're going fucking nowhere.
Nowhere.
Oh my god, it was such a choice. The one thing, and then they, like, at the end of it, right, she, like, establishes her god powers by dismembering her family one by one.
Like you do.
Which is awesome, where he's just like, wait until my father gets here, and she's like, oh, I can bring them to you. Here's his left arm, and his right arm, and his left leg,
Oh,
and this is
man.
your mom's left thigh, wait, or was it her right thigh? Which, that's great. And then she finds out, then the girl who's trying to murder her finds out she was a god and immediately tries sucking up to her and all this shit, and she's like, I'll kill. After she goes on this long speech that humans are only trying to kill each other for nonsensical reasons, she's just like, I'm gonna fucking, yeah, after she goes on a long fucking speech of, like, killing, the humans only want to kill each other, she's just like, oh, I'll be your servant, blah blah blah, I'll kill anyone you need me to, and all this shit, and I'm just like, you are not listening. It's like my immediate reaction is, you are not listening.
That is not what she asked for.
Yeah, it's like, that is literally the exact opposite of what she was trying to explain to you.
Yeah, it's not the greatest. People are dumb.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, man. But that's fucking anime for you.
That sounds great.
So when I got to the end of it, I came to the one conclusion, that if you really want to watch a horror anime this Halloween,
That's not it.
I recommend it off of the fact that it's fucking batshit, but it's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely, if I was going to recommend an anime, the best horror anime to watch is Another. It's good, it's clever, holds a lot of cliffhangers, nice and solid all the way through. Also has a really fucking weird ending, but at least it makes more sense than the last one.
Yeah.
Or if you're into some weirder shit, Hagarashi no Naka, good fucking luck keeping up with the plot on that one. You can do it, but it's gonna be fucking hard.
And on that note, I think it's a perfect place to end it.
Yep, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.